All right, what is up, Utah fans? This is Joseph back with the Utah Utes Football Digest. Please let me know if I'm coming through okay and you guys can hear me all right, or if there's any connection issues, anything like that. Excuse me. Let me know, guys. Excited to be with you here tonight. We are going to be talking all the recruits that Utah got. We are going to be watching film. We're going to be breaking down the players, and we should have a lot of fun. I think if you guys are one of the hardcore originals of this channel, where this channel was, super focused on recruiting and breaking down players. Jimmy Emerson says, "What's up, go Utes?" Yeah, for sure. If you guys are about watching, Jimmy says, "All good." Thanks, Jimmy. Appreciate it. But if you guys are all about recruiting and breaking down players and talking ball and looking at recruits, breaking down the tape, I would imagine this is going to be the show for you. It really is going to be a lot of fun. I have so much video for us to watch, so much tape for us to watch, so many players for us to break down. And what an exciting day it was for the Utes. Let's go ahead and pull up the tail of the tape. Again, in a minute here, we are actually going to start breaking down the players. We're going to watch film. We're going to do all that. It's going to be a lot of fun. And Utah got some damn good ones today, guys. But before we do all that, we're going to have, a little bit of fun here, and we're just going to take a look. So heading into today, we were ranked like number 40 in the overall class, right? I think we got down to 37 once everyone started signing. But something happened. And if you guys were paying attention, so first off, a few big things happened. Kelvin Oaot, who is Utah's number one recruit all time, signed with Utah. Excuse me. But he signed with Utah, so that's locked in. Everyone, I hope you guys are excited. This is going to be a really, really fun show. I have a ton of tape for us to watch, so make sure you guys stick around. Jimmy says he's been nerding out all day over the recruiting. Me too, man. It couldn't have gone much better. I mean, there's some stuff, but it couldn't have gone much better. Mark Hoffman says, I really hope the Pula twins will stay. I don't think they're going to stay, right? They posted like pictures of them in BYU stuff really recently. I'm not saying it's game over, but it's not looking like they're going to stay. But honestly, with how today turned out, I think if you would have asked me if what happened today were to happen, or if the Pula twins were going to stay. Now, again, if the Pula twins do stay, I'll be very excited. But like one or the other, I probably would have picked what happened today, right? So again, Kelvin Oaot, our number one highest rated recruit all time, signs with Utah. We locked that one in. Mataalii Benjamin, another beast. PJ Takitaki, edge rusher. LaMarcus Bell, beast running back. Moses Sparks, interior offensive lineman. Preston Pitts, edge rusher. Aisa Gali, excuse me. Aisa Gali, cornerback. Really good player here. I feel like he's kind of going under the radar. We're going to watch his tape later, but really good player. Really impressed me. Michael Johnson, quarterback out of Georgia, another big-time player. A bunch of great players here, guys. And then this happens. Celissi Moa. This guy is – so this is the crazy thing, guys. I made this post on Twitter, but before today, Celissi Moa would have been the number one recruit all time for Utah. But because of Kelvin Oaot, he's not the number one recruit. So today, we have signed our number one and number two recruits all time in this recruiting class in Celissi Moa and Kelvin Oaot. Just crazy, crazy stuff, guys. And Car Wash is nice pick and signing. Yeah, guys, it's going to be great. We're going to watch a lot of tape. Like the video, guys. If you guys, the amount of work that went into this video and getting you guys all the data, all the tape, all the videos to have a good time tonight did take a while. So if you do appreciate the work I do, I make some money from this, but relative to what I make outside of this, I'm not bragging. I'm just being real. This is about having fun. And also, please join the chat tonight, guys. Please join the chat tonight. Seriously, please. It's going to be a fun night. We're probably going to go for about an hour here of just watching tape, breaking down recruits, and just having a great time. Um, Utah 22 Ute says, do you think there's potential for Utah to flip any other high profile I think you mean recruits with all the head coaching firings this year? I remember we flipped Clark Phillips because his DC left Ohio State. I don't know. Potentially. I think today went about as good as it could have gone as far as flips go with Celissi Moa. Now, I do think, just being real with you guys, I think the Pula twins are probably gone. So I'm not going to spend much time on them tonight. But this was another flip. We're going to talk about him tonight. Mataalii Gali, another exciting flip. But guys, let's go ahead. So I'm going to start at the bottom here. And I'm not going to watch tape on everyone. I'm not going to break down everyone, but we're going to watch tape on a lot of people. So I'm going to run through a few guys, and then we're going to start watching tape and doing deep dives on different prospects. So Bear Fisher out of Queen Creek, tight end, 6'5", 235 pounds. He signed today. We develop tight ends like no other. I like to see it. Taysom Reed, one of the top JUCO products in the country, the number 5 JUCO linebacker, the number 1 in the state of Utah out of Snow College, cousin of Karine Reed as well. Then we've got Kane Archer, a guy that kind of last minute, but actually had some. I'll click on him so you guys can see his profile. We won't do too much of a deep dive on him, but I just want you guys to get an idea. He was a pretty sought-after quarterback. You can see the offer list here: Tennessee, Texas A&M, SMU, Ole Miss, Nebraska, Mizzou, Michigan, Kentucky, Louisville, James Madison, Florida State. I mean, it's Arizona, UCF, Arkansas. He has a really good offer list. I guess I didn't show that page, but you guys heard the names. He had a really good offer sheet. And then you guys see Major Hinchin, cornerback, Rowdy Pierce, interior offensive lineman, Dylan Waters, Missouri City, Texas, cornerback, Gary Mitchell, linebacker out of Idaho. Now, this is where we're going to get started, guys. So we are going to start with Michael Johnson, quarterback out of Georgia. And you guys are going to like this kid, okay? He's a very exciting prospect. And from here on, we are going to start doing the deep dives and doing the video breakdowns for these players, okay? So get ready. It's going to be fun. Let's go ahead and start with Michael Johnson. Here we go. All right, guys, next up, we're going to be looking at Michael Johnson. Michael Johnson, a quarterback out of Georgia, has a bunch of offers, an exciting player, explosive athlete. Excited to take a look at the guy. I think he fits what this offense is trying to do super well. Let's go ahead and dive in and take a look at his recruiting profile. All right, guys, and here he is, 5'11 and a half, 165 pounds. You can see our composite number 49 quarterback in the country, same with the 24/7 grading, number 93 player in Georgia. This is another one of those situations where Georgia turns out a lot of good football players. So the number one thing to focus on is number 49 quarterback in the country and a 0.87 3-star. That's a reasonably high-rated 3-star. And the kid does come with a pretty decent offer sheet here. You could see some P4 offers going on: West Virginia, UCF, Purdue, Mississippi State, Cincinnati, Utah. So pretty good offer sheet. He could have went to a fair amount of schools. I think it's easy to say we're the best offer in there, but still, it wasn't like this guy couldn't have gone to a lot of different places. And so he is a talented player. Again, what we're going to see is a very dynamic athlete in Michael Johnson, and I'm excited to break him down. I think he'll actually have some kind of low-key exciting tape that'll kind of stand out a little. Let's go ahead and take a look. Michael Johnson, quarterback out of Georgia. All right, guys, here he is, Michael Johnson. And one quick note before it starts is these are from his sophomore year. These highlights are posted January of 2024. So this is going to be, reasonably older tape, but I still think it's quite impressive stuff. So I'm excited for you guys to take a look at it. And again, remember what we're looking at here is how he fits into this offense. And look at that right out the gate. I mean, think about how many, this is a really beautiful ball. Look at how that just kind of floats over the top, hits the receiver in stride. I mean, that is a college level throw. That was let's one more time. And that's as a sophomore in high school. Again, I'm not exactly sure why there isn't film from his junior year on here. Maybe that's an injury or something, but really nice arm. Boom. 1-2 step and drops it back. So I would say with this one, it's not quite where the receiver can just kind of catch and stride, but the receiver didn't really have his guy beat. It was really like a back shoulder fade type of deal. And he actually did put it in a pretty dang decent spot. So I would say the first time I watched that, I didn't love the throw, but going back through, I actually like it. I think it's a pretty solid throw. Michael Johnson. Boom. Look at that. Just kind of floats it in over the top of the linebackers, under the safety, not too much mustard, just enough to give his guy a chance to catch the ball. Yeah, I mean, really nice throw. Really look at what he's doing here, guys. Look at where the zones are with the linebackers and safety. This is actually a pretty good throw. And then, the wide receiver takes it in for a touchdown. Really good work there. All right, I think now we're going to start to see some of his running ability, and I think it will impress you guys quite a bit. Yep, here we go. Boom. Look at those wheels. Whew, this is a sophomore in high school, guys, playing varsity football. This kid can take off. I mean, let's watch it back one more time. Very athletic player in Michael Johnson. Just takes off, flying upfield. Love it. Great work. Really excited about this guy. I think he really could be a big time player for Utah. And think about this Jason Beck offense with how much the quarterback likes to run, or how much he likes to run the quarterback. Let's watch that back one more time. I got a little lost in the sauce there. Let's take it back. Boom. Tough throw over the middle. I'd say with this one, I don't love it. I feel like he might have forced this one a little here. Is what it is. I feel like it's hard to judge a quarterback's decision making off the highlights. Either way, very athletic, had some nice touch on the ball. I know we didn't get to see a ton of runs. There's more later on. Check out his highlights if you want more. Very impressive player. I like what we're seeing from Michael Johnson a lot. Wouldn't be surprised to see this guy develop into someone that can compete for a starting. All right, guys. So that was Michael Johnson. I think we saw some pretty impressive tape. I would love to know what you guys are thinking. I was really impressed with him. For me, his athletic ability really stood out. Super dynamic player. And that first throw where he just kind of floats it up the sideline right over the top, it just looked amazing. I mean, I would challenge you guys to ask yourself how many times this year we were not able to connect on that exact throw, right? Think about that. How many times this year we could not connect on that exact throw, and he's making it as a sophomore in high school. I mean, that was what, 30, 35 yards. I mean, that was a pretty decent downfield shot, and he's making it look pretty dang easy, guys. So give me your thoughts on Michael Johnson. Next up, we are going to be taking a look at Aisa Gali. I think that's how you say it. I mean, this one's a tough one. It's just a very oddly written name. Looks really solid, though. I'm excited for you guys to check him out. If you haven't already, again, guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're going to be breaking down all the top prospects that Utah got tonight. We're watching film. We're doing recruiting breakdowns. It should be a lot of fun. So next up, we're going to take a look at Aisa Gali. I think that's how you say it. So don't, if he's watching this, don't hate me because I'm not not saying his name perfectly. So sorry if you're watching. All right, let's go ahead and check this kid out. All right, guys. Now we're looking at Aisa Gali. I think that's how you say it. This is a tough one. Aisa Gali, maybe. Again, I'm not trying to be rude with how I'm pronouncing their names. This is just a tough one. Big time player for Utah. I believe our running back coach, Mataalii, however you say that. Again, another tough name. Not as tough, but I think it's his nephew, maybe. I think he was saying it's like his sister's son, something like that. But there's definitely a relationship there. The kid has a bunch of offers. Let's dive in. Let's take a look at his recruiting profile. All right, here he is, guys. And you can see 6'1", 185 out of Orem, Utah, right down the street from where I work. The cool right here, guys, number 87 safety in the country, so top 100 safety in the country, and number 16 player out of Utah, so pretty highly ranked in Utah. But where I think he'll impress is this offer sheet. You can see here, guys, offers from Utah, BYU, UCLA, Arizona, Arizona State, California, Miami, Iowa State, Oregon, Oklahoma State, UCF, Washington. I'd say UNLV is a pretty good offer. But you can kind of get an idea here. That's a lot of P4 offers, guys. Pretty talented player, pretty exciting prospect here. I'm excited to see what he can do coming into Utah. Let's go ahead and take a look at his film and get an idea of what we're getting in Aisa. All right, guys, and here we are. We are taking a look at his highlights. All right, coming over at running back there for Aisa here. Okay, pretty quick guy, pretty athletic. Ooh, man, he is a spark plug. And you know what? I'm noticing a lot of guys in this recruiting class that are playing two ways in the tape and kind of like, look right here, he's playing edge rusher. I mean, there's a lot of versatility in a lot of these players. And I do think that what we saw last year or this past season from the coaching staff using these guys as two-way players is not a fluke. I think it's something we might start to see as an in and out season type of deal. Okay. And that's why he's probably playing safety. Check this out. Look at his ability to bait the quarterback and then just jump that ball. Look at he's like a wide receiver right here, dude. Just runs up there, grabs that ball out of the sky. Great play. And then he's running it back. Taking it back. Almost takes it back to the house. Really almost did. The athleticism he showed on that play, and now playing a little, I guess it's kind of linebacker, slot corner. Whew, those hands. Damn, bro. Look at these hands. This kid can make plays on the ball. I want to see him out there wide receiver. Oh, man, look at that catch. Jeez, hello, dude. Look at this catch. And that's mine. Oh, dude, what a play. I really like what I just saw from this kid. Okay, little linebacker action. Okay, dropping back. He's about to jump off. Boom. Another just jumps in front of the ball and picks it off, goes out of bounds. I think the number one thing that stands out with this guy are the hands and just super impressive mobility, playmaking. Love it. I love it. Really excited to see him get to Utah and see him be an impact player on both sides. Thanks, Car Wash. I was muted. Thanks for catching that. Dude, it's the worst when I go for a long time and I'm muted. Good thing that was only like 20 seconds. Anyways, so thanks for catching it. I do have audio now. Someone said no audio, but I'm pretty sure I'm good now. If I'm still not good, I'm still muted. Am I good now? Am I good now? I think I'm good now. I'm gonna keep talking, but if you guys can't hear me, let me know. Aisa Gali looks really good. I think he'll be a playmaker as a cornerback, possibly a two-way player at receiver as well. Okay, I'm not muted. Thanks, Car Wash. Okay, everyone says good now. Cool. Thanks, guys. But I think he's going to be a guy that can bring a lot on both sides of the ball as a corner and as a safety, as a wide receiver. I really liked what we saw from him. I think he's a really dynamic player. I was very impressed with his tape, and I'm excited to see what he can do for Utah. Next up, we've got Preston Pitts. Preston Pitts, an edge rusher out of Lee City, Texas. Let's go ahead and take a look at him. Again, guys, please do like the video. This took a ton of time. Also, comment in the chat. I'd love to know your thoughts. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. And here we go with Preston Pitts. All right, now we are looking at Preston Pitts, a kid out of Lee City, Texas, labeled as a linebacker, but supposedly could be more of a tweener where he could develop into an edge, could develop into a linebacker, and could kind of get some reps at both spots. Let's take a look at the guy. Should be a fun one. All right, guys, Preston Pitts here again, 6'4", 213 pounds, a .88 grade listed at, or composite grade listed as the number 54 linebacker in the country. So pretty high rated 3-star prospect, the number 83 player in Texas, which that might not sound crazy impressive, but if you understand just how freaking huge Texas is and just how many great football players come out of Texas, being in the top 100 is kind of a pretty big deal. And then taking a look at the guy, he had offers from Oklahoma State, Utah, and TCU. Decent little handful of P4 offers there. Also some good G5 schools like San Diego State, Oregon State, Louisiana Tech, Marshall. So a guy that had some solid offers. Next, we'll go ahead and dive into the tape, get an idea of what we're working with here. Again, this is Preston Pitts. All right, guys, and here is the tape for Preston Pitts. Let's take a look. Flies off the edge there, boom, and just lays a big hit. Let's take a look back at that. Boom, dude. Nasty tackler. Okay, coming off the edge here. And you guys can see it looks like a lot of the tape he is playing an edge rusher. Let me just make sure the plays start with him at edge rusher. Yeah, it looks like he's playing edge rusher on a lot of the tape, or an outside linebacker. That's definitely an edge rusher right there. Just lays the wood. All right. I would say one thing I do notice early in the tape is just this, a lot of high tackles. He's hitting hard, making good point of contact, but I feel like you'd like to see him wrap up a little lower than that, have a higher tackle success rate that way. Boom. Seems quite athletic. Not shocked to see him good in coverage here. Bad throw, and he's able to pick it off and make the interception happen. All right, coming off the edge again. So a lot of edge tape here. I like this. Again, wrapping up a little high, but I really like this tape. He stays disciplined, keeps his lane. You see it so much. I feel like back, a few years ago, I feel like a lot of high school edge tape, they were over pursuing, but look how disciplined he stays. Doesn't overcommit, and the guy does try to cut back, but he makes the play. Really good work there by Preston Pitts. All right, boom, pick. Comes off the edge. Makes the tackle. Again, I think the number one thing with this guy, a lot of athleticism, a lot of tools. He needs to wrap up a little better. A lot of, going high, some arm tackles here and there. So I'd like to see that a little. That was a great tackle. So that's kind of where I'll end it. But overall, looks like a really athletic player that can fly around. I'm excited to kind of see where we use him, whether that's at linebacker or edge or, possibly I even think there's a world where this could potentially be a safety with how Utah uses their safety. So all right, guys, and that was Preston Pitts. I thought we saw some pretty good tape there. Looks like there's a little bit of development needed, but as an edge rusher, linebacker type of position, bringing in a great athlete to a team like Utah, this is a team that can develop defensive players super well. I liked a lot of what I saw. So now we are creeping up towards the top of this list, guys. So Preston Pitts, and now we are getting towards so these are the top 5. So now we are actually moving into the top 5 guys that have actually signed. We will go over Celissi Moa as well, but we are now entering the top 5 guys that have signed. These are some special players. Again, guys, like the video. Comment in the chat. I want to know what you guys are thinking. Give me your thoughts on the players as we break it down. Do you agree with my takes? Am I too critical, not critical enough? I want to know what you guys are thinking. It should be a good time. So next up, we are going to be taking a look at Moses Sparks Jr. And here we go. All right, guys. Next up, we are taking a look at Moses Sparks Jr., a kid out of Cleveland High School in Rio Rancho, New Mexico. Should be a fun one. Interior offensive lineman, another good piece that's getting added to this trench class of offensive and defensive line players. Excited to check him out. Let's take a look. All right, guys, here he is, Moses Sparks Jr., interior offensive lineman, 6'4", 280 pounds. And one thing that stands out clearly is he's the number one player out of New Mexico. So out of everyone playing football in New Mexico, this was the number one guy. He's the number 50 or number 42 interior offensive lineman, according to 24/7 Sports. So this is a pretty exciting interior offensive lineman here. And I think what can back that up, guys, is when you look at his offer list. Both the New Mexico schools wanted him. Clearly, based on his offer list, they weren't going to get him, right? Just being realistic about it. But Houston wanted him. Texas Tech wanted him. We beat out Texas Tech for this guy. Nebraska, Arizona State, Oregon State, and we were able to pull this guy in. I think that's an exciting look for us. And again, you look going back over here, he's a 0.89 3-star, guys, and that means he's very close to being a 4-star. An 8.9 means a very high-end 3-star. I'm excited to take a look at the tape. Let's go ahead. That's his recruiting profile. Again, 6'4", 280. Let's go ahead and take a look at the tape and get an idea of what we're getting in Moses Sparks Jr. All right, guys, here he is, and it looks like we'll see him playing some offensive tackle as well. So he'll probably be transitioning over to interior offensive line. That's just kind of how they're projecting him. So offensive tackle, okay, locking up guys. Drop. Ooh, dude, that's a nasty run blocker. I love run blockers, dude. It just, especially for this Jason Beck offense, just lights this guy up and just drives him back. And I'll say two things. So one, I'd like to see a little more push at that hit point, right? I'd like to see a little more knockback, right? Like when you hit him, he flies back a little. But it does look like a pretty big kid, so I'll give him some grace there. And really good job finishing the block. All right, boom. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I was looking for there, guys. That watch this, right tackle. Boom. Just you see that he moves a couple yards inside right upon the point of contact. Really like to see that. And his running back takes one for a big gain. And the run wasn't even going his way, and he still made the play. All right, where's he at this time? Where's he at this time? Okay, so he's the right tackle there too. Just drives the guy out of the play. All right, right tackle again here. Oh, really nice pass set. Did you guys see that? Check out this pass set. Look at the fluidity in the hips and the footwork. I really like that. And then he finishes the block. Great work. I really like what we saw there from Moses Sparks Jr., especially as a guy transitioning from offensive tackle to interior to have that type of footwork, that type of drive. I think the bonuses with him were at contact, hits hard at contact, and then also really drives after he makes contact, which is critically important for run blocking. Excited to see how this guy develops. All right, guys. Moses Sparks Jr. I liked him. I liked him a lot. I was a little critical early in the tape, but honestly, I loved when we saw some pass blocking sets. And don't forget, we were watching him play offensive tackle. And when he's at Utah, the projection is that he transitions to interior offensive line. I love when tackles transition to interior offensive line because especially strong, big guys like that, I think he'll transition super well. Again, I'd love to know your guys' thoughts. Smash that like button, comment in the chat what your guys' thoughts are, and subscribe if you haven't already. Next up, we are looking at an exciting one here, guys. LaMarcus Bell. Now, we got a pretty good video on him here, breaking him down quite a bit. So I won't spend too much time talking about him, but I do think that he is for sure, when you talk about hype around a player compared to like what their star rating is, I think he's probably number one on that list, where he is a player that doesn't have a super high star rating, but is a guy that we should all be really excited about. So let's go ahead and dive in, guys, as we dive into our top 5 players overall when you include Celissi Moa, and take a look at LaMarcus Bell. A lot of people are excited about this kid. Here we go. Okay, guys, next up, LaMarcus Bell, running back out of Oregon. Very exciting player. He's a three-star prospect, so I think some people might be underrating this guy. But let me tell you one thing I've learned in my time watching recruiting videos, and I'd like to think, those of you that follow this channel know I've watched probably as many recruiting videos as anyone out there, right? I mean, maybe some people that do it for their like full-time job, maybe more, but I've seen a lot of recruiting videos. Anyways, what I'm going to say is running backs are one of the worst diagnosed rankings according to any of the recruiting systems. So don't let the three-star rating underwhelm you about this kid. He's an awesome player, super explosive, and I'm very excited to break him down with you guys. Let's go ahead and take a look at his recruiting profile for LaMarcus Bell. All right, guys, here he is, LaMarcus Bell, and you can see here 5'11, 190 pounds. He's also a track athlete as well as a wrestler. So I was a wrestler back in my day and a football player, ran track a little. So he played the same ones as I did, but he was definitely faster than me at track. I'm a slow white guy. I realized that after 1 year, and it wasn't fun. Anyways, wrestling and football, I was okay though. But Oregon went after this guy, and supposedly Oregon made a really strong late push to try to close the deal. BYU went after this guy, but he remained a Ute, and I think a lot of it probably has to do with the fact that he wants to be a part of this Jason Beck offense. He sees himself as the next Wayshawn Parker, and you guys will see when we take a look at the film, he absolutely should see himself potentially filling that role. He's very exciting, and you can see guys, Illinois, Oregon, Oregon State, San Diego State, UNLV, Arizona, Boise State, BYU, Cal. He had a lot of strong offers. Utah was the school he decided to go with, and Utah seems like the perfect fit for him. Wait till you guys see the film. One other thing to point out is he he was the number 2 player in Oregon and number 28 running back according to 24/7 Sports. So again, running backs are one of the most misrated players positions there are, guys. So don't be underwhelmed by the 3-star. Take a look at the film. You're gonna like it. Let's take a look. All right, guys, here he is, LaMarcus Bell. You guys are gonna enjoy it. Take a look. Again, the number 2 player coming out of Oregon. Look at that, 12 yards per carry, guys. Pretty ridiculous numbers. 2,000 rushing yards, 12 yards per carry. And he is a mean runner. Check this kid out. He a really good blend of physicality, speed, and vision. I mean, just guys, you'll see it time and time throughout the tape here. It just flies through arm tackles. If you don't get, your shoulder on this guy and wrap him up well, he's going to fly you through you. And you can see that deadly combo of wrestling, track, and football in this kid. And just look at it, the screen's blurring because the guy's so damn fast. And the highlights continue to be impressive, guys. There's a lot of big breakaway runs you're going to see here. Boom, goes out. One-on-one, and look at this as a weapon as a receiver. I mean, he went up there and high pointed that ball pretty well. I mean, you think about how that could be a weapon in the offense. Jason Beck does like to take a shot or two to a running back. All right. Okay, let's take this one back from the top. This is a really nice play. So look at him. The play looks dead. Multiple guys meet him in the backfield, but he just makes a couple guys miss. Look at this, dude. Talk about in a phone booth. Look at this guy just kind of bouncing around and then booking it upfield and taking it for a touchdown. I mean, look at this kid go, bro. If you guys aren't already getting excited, I don't know what to tell you. I'm very impressed with what this guy brings to the table. And it's not like he's just wide open lanes. I mean, he's creating space. Look at that, guys. I mean, check this out. Check this out. I'm going to stop it. At this moment, actually, let's go a little farther. At this moment right here, there's 4 or 5 guys right in front of him. What are the odds that this goes for a touchdown right now? Right? Like, what are the odds? And look, just flies through all the guys and takes it for a touchdown. Mean runner, athletic as all heck, guys. Clearly, we're getting a special player in LaMarcus Bell. Do not let the 3-star rating fool you. This kid's gonna be a beast, and I expect him. Looking at the tape, this seems like the type of guy that can make an immediate impact. So, very excited for LaMarcus Bell. Wow, guys, I got to tell you, LaMarcus Bell is a player that gets me incredibly excited about potential immediate impact. I mean, that tape, I would say running backs do tend to come out of high school with some damn good tape. Like when running backs don't have impressive tape, it's kind of a red flag. But I mean, that was extremely impressive tape as far as I go. And I would say for my money, I think on this list of people we're looking at, LaMarcus Bell has just as likely a chance to make an impact as any other player on this list, right? Really excited about the guy. I hope you guys are excited too. We still got a bunch of cool players to dive into and break down the tape. We're starting to get to the top of this list, guys, and we've got some good ones at the top of this list. Like the video, comment in the chat, and subscribe if you guys haven't already. Next up, we are looking at PJ Takitaki out of Lehigh. Funny enough, both these guys are coming out of Lehigh. Mataalii Benjamin and PJ Takitaki. First up, we're going to be looking at PJ Takitaki, but Lehigh is sending us two studs, and I'm excited to show you guys PJ Takitaki. Again, he's high up there on the rankings for our recruiting class, but I will tell you, I don't think I've heard anyone really mention his name. Just being real about it in any significant way. And I think that's a bit of a disservice to what this guy brings to the table. Let's take a look. Edge rusher out of Lehigh, PJ Takitaki. All right, guys, next up, we got PJ Takitaki, another hometown kid, 6'4", 230 pounds out of Lehigh, Utah. So we're getting another hometown kid, exciting prospect. Let's go ahead and dive in. Let's take a look at his recruiting profile. Let's watch some tape, and let's get an idea what we're getting in this guy. All right, guys, here he is, PJ Takitaki out of Lehigh, Utah. You can see here the number 12 player in Utah, the number 54 edge in the country. Pretty impressive stuff. Looks like a good player, and you can see a lot of schools were after this kid. A lot of places wanted to bring him in. Let's see here. A lot of previous Pac-12 schools wanted to bring this guy in. So Utah, BYU, Cal, Colorado, Minnesota, San Diego State, UNLV. So he had quite a bit of offers. Obviously, Utah, the best offer in here. Clearly, no one else even close. Wink, wink. But a lot of good offers for PJ Takitaki. And again, 6'4", 230 pounds. He's an exciting prospect and adds to this depth we've been getting in this class at the edge rusher and offensive tackle and offensive line. It's, at the trenches, we are clearly investing and reinvesting because that paid off a ton for us this year, especially on the offensive side of the ball, but also at edge rusher. I mean, we kept taking shots at edge rusher over the past couple of years. And think about what we had this past season with Logan Fano and John Henry Daly, just a nasty duo. So let's go ahead and take a look at some film and get an idea of what we're getting with PJ Takitaki. All right, guys, here we go. PJ Takitaki. This is a senior year film, so it's the most recent film we're going to see of him. And so he's playing a little offense here. So out there at tight end, catches the pass, goes in. He looks big, huh? Doesn't he look like a big player? And this is him at edge rusher, which is what he's going to be playing for us. Wow. Okay. I really like this. Look, he doesn't even engage. Look at this. He just kind of sidesteps the offensive tackle. I'm sorry. Trying to get it. Look at this. Oh, I guess that was a double team block, actually. So that's the chip from the tight end, just gets around the tight end, makes the offensive tackle not able to get to him from that. And again, finishes the play and lights that quarterback up. Okay, setting the edge, reading the screen. Oh my goodness. I mean, does it get any better than this? I mean, he knew the play before they knew the play. I mean, this tells me this tape, very coachable. Look at that. Like the fact that he's reading the screen like that and just so patient, not rushed, just, hey, let me figure out what's going on and I'll make a decision. Really, really liking the tape from this kid. Whoo! Oh my goodness, dude. Look at this guy. Oh, look how many pass rushes this guy just doesn't get touched. Look at the speed. Look how they're doing like a wide 9, getting him far outside, dude. And you get one hand on this kid, you got no shot. I mean, just slips past that offensive tackle. Damn, I like this guy. All right, sets the edge. Guys, this is a disciplined edge rusher. Look at he doesn't over pursue, keeps the cutback lane there and makes the play. Really, really like this kid. Whew, okay, so he's beating up on this number 76 guy all damn night. Whew, just ducking under. Oh my, I feel bad for 76 right now. Am I the only one? Damn, son. Sets the edge. Ooh, pass deflection. Jumps up, gets the pass deflection. Boom. Okay. Just gets the TFL. Okay, I think we've seen enough. Clearly, a player that is a danger in the run game, really well versed in his football knowledge, really high football IQ, and deadly pass rusher, and just seems very athletic, very comfortable with his ability to move around the field. I really, really like the film from this guy. Wow, I got to tell you guys, for me going into breaking down all the recruits and breaking down the film, PJ Takitaki was probably the guy I was least familiar with that really stood out to me, right? Where I would even go as far as to say the two guys from Lehigh. I mean, we got Mataalii Benjamin coming up next. These two guys from Lehigh really just, the tape is so damn good. So next up, we'll take a look at Mataalii Benjamin. But again, PJ Takitaki really impressed me. I see him potentially being a guy that can make, get in that rotation with that type of size that he was showing on tape, because he's 6'4", 230, but he looked big. He looked like a college football player in the film. So guys, again, next up, we got Mataalii Benjamin. We're going to take a look at him. Great tape as well. I think you guys will like this one. And then after Mataalii, so now we're officially in the final three, the top three prospects for Utah. But I do think there is a pretty decent difference between number 3 and then the top 2 when it comes to kind of the excitement. But I do think Mataalii Benjamin is not getting the credit he should get. You guys are going to like him. Let's take a look. Okay, guys, now we're looking at Mataalii Benjamin. Mataalii, however you say it, Benjamin is a kid out of Utah, just a monster offensive tackle, part of this really good trenches on defense and offense recruiting class. Really, really exciting player, hometown kid, and a 4-star player. Really excited to dive in and talk about him. Let's go ahead and check him out. All right, guys. Again, another kid I think you're going to be very impressed by. A lot of Big 12 teams are going after this kid. And like I mentioned, really highly sought after player, top 200 national player, number 21 offensive tackle in the class, number 7 player in Utah. Really talented, really gifted player. And you can see up at the top of the screen there, 6'7", 315 pounds. No surprise that Minnesota was going after this kid. They like those giant mauling offensive linemen. But again, you can see here Oklahoma State, Arizona State, some of the Big 12 teams were going after this kid, and a lot of the West Coast teams in general were going after him. Some SEC schools, some Big 10, Nebraska, Purdue, Arkansas, Washington, Big 10 as well, Texas A&M, SEC. So, some good schools going after this kid. NC State, not a bad ACC school. So good schools going after this guy. Huge offensive lineman. And you guys got to think, in this new era of Utah offensive football, we've always been all about the run, but this Jason Beck led offense is all about the run and all about punishing the defense in front of you. That's what this kid does as at an elite level with his size and his mass. I'm excited, guys. We'll go ahead and check out the tape, but you get an idea of what we're getting. A guy that had a ton of P4 offers and a guy that has huge size and huge upside. Let's go ahead and take a look at Benjamin here, Mataalii Benjamin. All right, guys, and here he is, Mataalii Benjamin. Take a look at this kid. He is a massive offensive lineman, playing right tackle down at the bottom of the screen. And look at that pass set too, guys. I mean, check that out. Look at the way he moves for his size. Check him out here. Look, feet look. I mean, look at number 37, bro. Again, out of Lehigh, Utah, guys. A really exciting hometown player. Right tackle, boom. I mean, just 37 doesn't have a shot. I mean, this guy, he must have 150 pounds on that kid. I mean, maybe not 150, but close to it. I mean, 120 pounds. Right tackle again. All right, pulling right tackle, and Boom. Look at this, guys. We're talking about a guy that is 6'7", 315 pounds. Look how fast he is moving and he gets downhill. I mean, look at him. He goes out there and blocks the safety. Whew, I'm getting excited about this one, guys. This is an exciting player and probably one that's going to go under the radar with the 5-star Kelvin Oaot signing. This guy is damn good. Take a look here. All right, right tackle, pass set. Just look at that anchor. I mean, big size advantage here. Let's be real. But look at the anchor when this guy comes at him. Just sets it in and just you're not moving him at all. I mean, just like once he decides the anchor's getting set, it's nothing happens. All right tackle action again. Pulling out there. Oh, all right, I think you'd like to see that, just being honest. I think you'd like to see that, like, finish the block, drive this kid out, right? Drive him out and drive him into the dirt. Not a bad play or anything, but, this is the highlight reel we're talking about, so I'd like to see a little better. This is like a mid-senior season, I think, so it's not exactly all, like, crazy highlights. Let's go back, watch this play again. Okay, right tackle action, one-on-one. I mean, this kid makes these defensive linemen look tiny. I like the hand fighting here. Note there. So look, the guy tries to give him the arm and he just breaks it down, drives him into the dirt. Looks good. I think we've watched a good amount of film here from this game. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit just so we get a different game. So right tackle action here. All right, gets upfield. Throws that into the dirt. I'll tell you what, not the most exciting play, right? But I like that he's down there and he's always looking for someone to make contact with. That's for run blocking offensive linemen, super important. And he's getting multiple touches and getting out there. Okay, pass blocking set. Oh, and look at that. Whoever that kid is doesn't look unathletic and small. Check this out. And this kid goes face mask to face mask with him. And that anchor is just set, and then he throws the guy into the dirt. I really like to see that. Boom, right tackle action, just driving that kid into the dirt. And then he gets up, and he's going to drive 2 kids into the dirt. And then he's going to, oh, my goodness. I mean, was this even fair? Looks great, guys. I'll end the tape there. Very exciting for the size that he has. I think he moves super well, and I really like the athleticism. I think this kid has a ton of upside and the size to be a college football offensive tackle immediately. All right, guys. So that was Mataalii Benjamin, just a behemoth of a man, just a monster. I mean, that guy and the athleticism mixed with the size was crazy. Really impressed with him. So now we are officially moving on to the top 2 recruits in this recruiting class, in Kelvin Oaot and Celissi Moa. Now, in these two, they're not only the top 2 recruits in this recruiting class. If you guys are unaware, they're also the top 2 recruits all time for Utah. So we're going to be looking at some really exciting players here, guys, and some players that could potentially be program elevating, right? Like, these are the type of guys you need to get that next level. And the fact that we're going into this recruiting class, finishing it up, locking down our 2 best recruits ever, it couldn't be more exciting. And guys, I'm technically Kelvin Oaot's number 1 and Celissi Moa is number 2 in our rankings, but Celissi Moa was the big surprise of today. And because of that, I'm going to start with Kelvin Oaot, and then we'll move on to Celissi Moa, because I think a lot of you guys are kind of, on pins and needles for Celissi Moa. So let's go ahead and watch Kelvin. Really exciting prospect. Again, number 1 prospect all time. Here you guys go. Next up, guys, we've got Kelvin Oaot, and definitely one of the gems of this recruiting class, and arguably the gem all time for Utah's recruiting, considering he is our highest rated recruit we've ever gotten. 5-star offensive tackle, Kelvin Oaot. Going to be a good one, guys. We're going to take a look at his recruiting profile. We'll take a look at his film breakdown. We'll give our thoughts, and, we're not going to hold it off any longer. Let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, guys, and here he is, Kelvin Oaot. You can see here, like we said, a 5-star offensive tackle, 0.98 rating. And then if you go here, scroll down to the bottom, guys, Kelvin Oaot is our highest rated recruit signing to date for the program's entire history. Right behind him is Clark Phillips III. And then, Lander Barton's up on that list, Spencer Fano, Caleb Lemieux. It's a special player we got here in Kelvin Oaot. Let's go ahead and take a look at kind of what he was looking at offer wise. You can see 6'2", 265 pounds, composite rating, number 27 player in the country, and number 4 offensive tackle, number 1 player out of Idaho. Looking at his interests and his offers, you could see he had offers from basically anywhere he wanted to play: Michigan, Oregon, Auburn, Florida, Ohio State, Tennessee, USC, Washington. I mean, the story pretty much tells itself. He's a monster. He's a beast. He is a dominant player. I'm not going to wait any longer to talk about the film. Let's go ahead and take a look and see just how special of a player we're getting in Kelvin Oaot. All right, guys, here's the tape. You're going to see him playing at the left tackle spot. Let's get it started. So check him out. He's pulling here. Rare you see a tackle pull as much as this guy, but the athleticism, they make sure they, use it to their advantage. Truck sticks this guy. I mean, also, when do you see offensive linemen trucking defenders? I mean, geez, oh, Lou, dude. What a nightmare. Imagine being in high school and going up against this guy. Okay, a little right tackle action. Pulling out there. I mean, just taking the guy out of the freaking play. Holy crap, dude. Just takes the guy out of the play. We'll watch it back one more time. Just monster play. So take it out here. The edge rusher is trying to keep contained, and this guy just, Kelvin just drives him into the dirt, dude. Clearly a dominant player. Left tackle spot here. I think we'll see, okay, just run. Oh my gosh, dude. These kids don't look unathletic, right? Like, these look like pretty decent looking squads. Like, these kids don't look small, and he is dominating guys. Oh, look at that hand fighting. Look at this. And this is something you will see throughout the tape with him. Look, he just breaks this guy's hands and throws him to the ground. Look at that. I mean, that is a nice pass rep win. All right, one-on-one, boom. So check it out. His job is to clear that hole. So check this out. His job is to clear this hole and get his guy to the outside. Just drives him. Oh, man. And you know what else? Look at this. I think his block, he's trying to get the guy outside. You can't even tell until he engages and then kind of turns the guy out of the picture. I really like the way this kid looks. All right, left tackle spot. Oh, my goodness, bro. Look at him just run over the D tackle. Okay, I'm going to end it there. I think you guys get an idea what we're getting. This is clearly a special player, special for Utah fans as well. Our number 1 recruit all time. Super excited for Kelvin. Cannot wait to see him get to Utah. I think he's going to be an impressive guy. All right, guys, that was Kelvin Oaot. I love the film, man. Talk about a huge guy with a ton of power and a ton of explosiveness. I feel like it was really evident. You kind of got what you were expecting. And now, finally, guys, the guy that kind of made today so freaking exciting was Celissi Moa. He, last minute became a Utah commit and, flipped from Tennessee. Supposedly Utah's been pushing this behind the scene for about a month now, and they were able to get the job done. Huge commit. And I think what's even more exciting is that with Celissi Moa, the word is that we gave him a financial offer he could not refuse. We sat down with him Godfather style and gave him an offer he could not refuse. I think it's a really good one, guys. Celissi is a super dynamic player, in-state kid, really awesome. Let's take a look. Celissi Moa, I know he's why a lot of people are watching tonight. Let's take a look at this kid. All right, guys. And when we're talking gems of recruiting classes, I don't think we can get past the guy that just committed earlier tonight, Celissi Moa. Celissi Moa out of Ogden, Utah, is a monster. And the craziest thing is, had Kelvin Oaot not committed in this recruiting class, Celissi would be our highest committed recruit ever. super excited to break this guy down. A very, very exciting prospect. I can't wait to talk about him. Let's dive in. Let's take a look. All right, guys, here he is. Get excited. This is, oh my, crazy that we just had our two highest recruits all time and just locked down the number one player in Utah in Celissi Moa out of Ogden, 6'1", 190 pounds, a two-way player that will fit really well into our offense and defense that loves two-way players. Excited to break him down for you guys. He's going to bring a lot to the field. Check out the list offers. We'll check out up here first. Again, number one player in Utah, number 3 athlete composite ranking, number 45 nationally. I do believe Rivals and other recruiting agencies do have him as a 5-star. Technically, he's a 4-star here, but again, that's about as close as you could possibly get to a 5-star. I believe it's the top 32 or top 33 players are considered 5 stars. So super close, even according to the composite rankings. And taking a look at the offers, guys, if you don't know the story, he was committed to Tennessee until earlier today. Utah has been going after this kid for a month and was able to make the flip the switch. Celissi Moa is going to be a Ute. Could not be more excited, guys. Could not be more excited. He had offers from Michigan, Washington, Arizona, Arizona State, BYU, Colorado, Oklahoma, Oregon, Texas A&M, a bunch of big schools, guys. But he's going to be a Ute. He is going to be a Utah man, and I cannot wait, dude. This is huge. Not only one of the highest recruits that we've ever had in the program, top 2 all time. He's also going to be a hometown kid. So one of the best hometown players in the history of Utah is staying in state and going to be a Ute. I can't wait to see this guy take the field. Let's watch some tape. Let's get an idea of what we're getting in Celissi Moa. Here he is, guys. Let's take a look. I'm not going to, build any more anticipation. I know we've all been super excited about this guy. Let's take a look. All right. Celissi Moa. Boom, a little one-handed touchdown catch, getting off the guys right on him, little end zone fade action. You got to love that. And again, not a huge guy, right? 6'1", not a monster size guy. And playing slot receiver here, we're going to see him catch a little curl and just make some guys miss, use the athleticism, use the agility, get to the edge, turn on the burners, and run it in for a touchdown. So as an offensive weapon, you can already see super versatile, brings a lot to the table. All right, playing in the slot there. All right, goes across the middle, goes deep. They launch one to him, has to slow down to get to it. I mean, look at that speed, guys. Look how far. Like if the quarterback, not that this quarterback sucks or anything, it's a decent throw, but Celissi's so fast. I mean, if you had the arm to hit him in stride, I mean, that would have been an easy walk-in touchdown. Really, really created a ton of space. All right, so check him out here now playing a little safety over the top. I think this is what Morgan Scalley's going to like about this kid. Oh, and just a ball hawk. I mean, look at how comfortable he looks on this interception. Just reads the quarterback, reads his eyes, and picks it off. Yeah, the mobility definitely stands out on offense and defense. His ability to stop, start, go. I mean, just kind of can manipulate his body in a lot of ways. All right. Slant route there. Catches it, turns it upfield, makes a guy miss. Runs it afterburners, takes it into the end zone. Touchdown. All right, let's give it. Okay. Little punt return action. Scoops it up. Runs it back, gets to the outside. Look at the speed, guys. This kid is fast. He doesn't even look like he's trying that hard. Jeez, he is an athletic player. All right, end zone fade action. Boom. All right, I'm going to stop it there, guys. I got to tell you, though, I love what this guy's bringing as a receiver. Obviously, we're going to use him on defense. I'm sure there's going to be a battle between Beck and Scally. But, hey, if we could get a high-end 5-star level, cream of the crop talent at receiver, what that would do for this team would be amazing, guys. Celissi Moa, give it up for him. Cannot wait to see him take the field for Utah. Okay, guys, now we are looking at Famia. Oh wait, you know what? I just realized we actually forgot someone. I accidentally clicked on one of the videos and we forgot someone. So I was about to close out the video, but we did not look at Mataalii Siale. So final guy we'll take a look at tonight. Like the video, guys. If you've been staying this long and you haven't liked it, come on. It's been an hour. Put together a lot of content for you. Like the video, and let's take a look at our final player here, Siale, and then I'll give closing thoughts before we get out of here. Okay, guys, now we are looking at Mataalii Siale. Mataalii Siale just flipped over from Michigan State earlier today. Edge rusher, 6'4", 260 pounds. So he's a beefy edge rusher. Coming out of high school to already be 260 pounds, that almost makes me think, I wonder if there's a idea that he could possibly play interior as well. Pretty big kid. We're going to dive into his recruiting profile. We're going to watch some tape. Let's take a look at Siale here. All right, guys, now we're looking at his recruiting profile. You can see here he's out of Seattle, Washington. Again, 6'4", 260, a .88 composite, as well as 24/7 sports rating. Stands out to me, he's listed as the number 4 player and number 5 player in Washington. Washington's not as crazy, I'd say, as I mean, it's probably up there with Utah. I don't know off the top of my head, but it's a pretty decent football state. Just like to be clear about what I'm saying. It's not, we're not talking Texas or California or Florida, but it is like a competitive football state. There's some good private schools up there. And you take a look here, guys, look at the offers he had. So Washington, Michigan State, Arizona State, Cal, Florida State, Louisville, Miami, Oregon, Penn State. I mean, geez, talk about a school where an offer from Penn State, what that meant 2 days ago compared to what that means now. God. Anyways, West Virginia, Vanderbilt, another school, it's become a very good offer. So really good profile here, guys. A guy that really brings a lot of, P4 interest. I'm excited to dive into the tape. Again, he's a bigger edge rusher. Very excited to break him down. Let's check out the tape. Let's see what he brings to the table. All right, guys. Now we are looking at Mataalii Siale. So these are from his junior years. These are last year's highlights, and he's listed at 6'4", 245. You can see he's going to be a pretty big kid already, but he definitely beefed up and got even more size since then. Whoo! Okay, now I see why they have him labeled as the edge rusher. Look at this speed. That's at 6'4", 245 as a junior in high school. Look at that speed off the edge, dude. He just comes flying. Whew, damn. Forces the fumble. Oh, man, what a play. All right, coming off the edge again. Man, he is athletic. Okay, he's probably not going to be a defensive interior player with this athleticism. I mean, this is legit edge rusher speed and dynamic ability. I would say one thing I'm noticing a little is you're seeing him stand upright a lot, not get super low. He right when he gets out of his stance, he's completely upright. But either way, really athletic guy and a guy that is flying back there and making plays. You can see he's a dangerous player that teams have to game plan against. Oh, look at that. That was a significantly bigger guy than him, and he just rips him down, gets back there, makes a play. Looks good. I'd say maybe the technique could use a little fine-tuning, a lot of upright standing. But again, this is a junior film. Looks good to me. I'll go ahead and pause it there. I like what we're seeing. I think is a very athletic guy. I'd love to see what he looks like at 6'4", 260, a guy that could kind of jump in, jump outside. But with the type of athleticism we're seeing, I think we'll definitely see this guy as an edge rusher. And when it comes to technique, if there's anyone that can kind of fine-tune him and get him where he needs to be, the Utah coaching staff definitely can, and he's going into a deadly edge rusher room. Okay, guys, so that is going to just about do it for us today. Closing thoughts. I think we left today with an amazing recruiting class. Jimmy says you missed a few. Archer was one of them. Yeah, Jimmy, I think you came in a few minutes late. I did the top 10 guys. So the top 10 guys. Honestly, making recruiting videos for everyone was a lot of work. just for the 10 guys, and to do it for everyone. Not that I won't. Maybe we'll do that during the off season. We'll do recruiting videos for everyone else, and maybe the transfer portal guys, that sort of stuff. But for today, and I can only do 10 videos in here at a time. So that's kind of what happened. Oh, PNW says, "Ciali later. Thanks for the analysis. $5 super chat from Seattle to Sac Lake City." Hey, thanks, PNW. Not his first time giving me a $5 super chat. I appreciate it. And just so, again, I don't do this for the money at all, but I really like when you guys do the super chats. I do appreciate it a ton. It lets me know you appreciate the work I do. Cool. Well, guys, I think it's a great recruiting class. Jimmy says, "Great show." Jimmy, I had a great time doing the show, man. It took a lot of work, like pre-production effort, to get all these videos done, but I think it's such a great class. I think it's up there with any recruiting class we've had since I've been here. And I think at the high end of talent, the game now is to keep them, right? Keep them on the roster, get them where they need to be, and get them to play. But I also think, guys, we broke down 10 prospects. Those are like the top 10 prospects in the class. We broke down 10 prospects, and I thought all 10 of them looked really awesome. I really didn't think there was like I'd say like the top 7, 8 maybe were like a step up, but like, I mean, I thought all the top 10 looked good. Everyone we talked about today, I could see becoming a starter for Utah. So really exciting, guys. Before we get out of here, like the video, comment down below in the chat what your thoughts are on the recruiting class. Did I show you anyone today that you are more excited about now, or that you weren't aware of heading into this video? Let me know. And subscribe if you haven't already. We put out a ton of content, pregame, postgame, for every game Utah plays. And we'll probably be doing something whenever the Witt retirement or non-retirement announcement comes out. And I'm out of here, guys. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. Appreciate you guys staying around. A lot of viewers tonight.